This is you. The fluorescent lights above you are buzzing like trapped insects, and the hospital corridor stretches in both directions far longer than any building should allow. You woke up here 3 minutes ago. Not in a bed, on the floor. Cheek pressed against cracked linoleum that smells like bleach and something older. Something sweet and chemical that hospitals use when they need to cover up what bleach alone cannot handle. Your head is pounding. Your left arm has a hospital wristband you do not remember receiving. Printed on it in small block letters is your full name, your date of birth, and a patient code that ends in 3 zeros. The last thing you remember is falling asleep in your apartment after a double shift at the warehouse. You ate leftover rice standing over the sink because sitting down felt like a commitment your body could not make. You set your alarm for 5:30 a.m. You checked your bank balance, regretted it, and closed your eyes. You did not dream. You never dream anymore. Dreaming requires a kind of mental surplus you stopped carrying years ago. And now you are lying in a corridor that looks like it was abandoned mid-renovation sometime in the 1990s and never finished. The walls are half-painted. Ceiling tiles are missing in patches, exposing ductwork and wiring that hangs like dead vines. Wheelchairs sit folded against the wall, their chrome frames spotted with rust. A reception desk at the far end has a computer monitor still glowing with a login screen, but the keyboard is missing, and the mouse cable disappears into a hole in the desk that goes nowhere. The building is silent. Completely, aggressively silent. The kind of silence that only exists in places designed for noise. A hospital without beeping monitors, without rolling carts, without footsteps or intercom pages, or the distant hum of ventilation, is not a quiet building. It is a wrong building. Then the PA system clicks on. Good morning, patient 000. Your first consultation begins in Ward C. Please follow the green line. You look at the floor. A green painted line, chipped and faded, runs along the base of the left wall and disappears around a corner. You have seen lines like this in real hospitals, color-coded guides to different departments. In a normal building, you would follow it without thinking. This is not a normal building, but standing still feels worse than moving, so you follow the green line. It leads you through a set of double doors with wire-reinforced glass past a row of examination rooms with their doors open, each one empty, but each one showing signs of recent use. A stethoscope on a counter. A blood pressure cuff was still inflated. A clipboard with notes in handwriting so precise it looks printed, and when you pick it up, the patient name at the top is yours. The notes describe symptoms you have never reported to any doctor. Chronic insomnia, first onset at age 14, following parental separation. Elevated cortisol, avoidance behavior. Suppressed grief response masked as functional independence. Tendency to absorb the financial stress of family members as a personal obligation. Estimated emotional carrying capacity approaching failure threshold. Below the clinical language, in different ink, someone has written, patient unaware of deterioration. Intervention required. You drop the clipboard. It hits the floor with a sound that echoes for too long, bouncing off walls that should absorb it, but instead send it rippling down the corridor like a stone dropped in deep water. The echo takes nearly 4 seconds to die. In a normal building, in a room this size, it should take less than 1. This place amplifies things, sounds, information, truths you buried under years of coping mechanisms and overtime hours. The PA system returns. Patient 000, your blood pressure is elevated. This is expected. Please continue to Ward C. Ward C is behind a set of heavy fire doors at the end of a stairwell that descends 2 floors. The stairs are clean, which is wrong because the rest of the building is dusty and decayed. Someone has been maintaining this section. The handrails are polished, the emergency lighting works, and the air changes from stale to cold. Clinical cold, the kind of temperature that exists specifically to slow biological processes. Ward C is a long room, divided into curtained bays. Each bay has a hospital bed. Each bed has a patient chart hanging from the footrail. The beds are empty, but the sheets are wrinkled, recently slept in, and still holding the impression of bodies. You pull the chart from the first bed. It has your mother's name on it. The diagnosis section describes her real medical condition in detail, so specific that no public record could contain it. Her medication schedule, her last blood test results, the fact that she forgot your birthday last year and cried about it for 2 hours when she remembered. You check the next bed. Your brother. His chart describes his anxiety disorder, the one he has never told you about, the panic attacks he has in the campus bathroom between classes, the prescription he fills at a pharmacy 20 miles from campus so nobody he knows will see him. The third bed. Your name again. But this chart is different. It does not describe what you have. It describes what you will have. A projected medical timeline stretching 5, 10, 15 years into the future. Joint degeneration from warehouse labor. Chronic back pain escalating to nerve damage. Cardiovascular strain from unmanaged stress. A date circled in red 15 years from now with a single word beside it. Collapse. The PA system says, these projections are based on your current trajectory. Ward C exists to show you the cost of your path. Please proceed to the treatment room for your options. A door at the back of Ward C opens on its own. The room beyond is smaller, windowless, and lit by a single surgical lamp positioned over a padded chair that looks halfway between a dentist's seat and a restraint system. Beside the chair is a metal tray with 3 items. A syringe filled with clear liquid, a sealed envelope with your name written on it, and a photograph of you taken from inside your apartment through your bedroom window while you were sleeping. Last night, you stumble backward. The door you came through is now closed. Not locked, but closed with the weight of something that feels deliberate. The PA system is calm as always. Patient 000. This facility was not designed to harm you. It was designed to intercept you. You demand to know who built this place, who brought you here, how you got from your bed to a hospital floor in a building that does not exist on any map. The PA answers each question in order. This facility was built by an organization that monitors projected health outcomes for populations under financial stress. You were transported during a sleep cycle that our pharmacological team extended by 47 minutes through aerosolized intervention delivered via your building's ventilation system. This building exists on every map. It is registered as a decommissioned municipal health center. It has never been decommissioned. It has been operational for 31 years. You ask how many patients have been through this room. You are patient 6012. The syringe, the voice explains, contains a compound that will erase the last 8 hours from your memory. You will wake up in your bed, your alarm will go off, you will go to work, and you will never know this happened. The envelope contains an alternative, a full medical intervention plan, treatment for your mother, therapy for your brother, a career transition pathway for you that removes the physical damage trajectory entirely. All of it funded, all of it is real. But accepting it means accepting that you were watched, studied, and selected, and that you will continue to be monitored for the rest of your life. The photograph is there to prove they can reach you whenever they want. You are not a prisoner, the PA says. You are an investment. Choose. You stand in the room under the surgical lamp and feel the weight of every night shift, every late payment, and every hour spent telling your mother you were fine, telling your brother the money was no problem, and telling yourself that exhaustion was just another word for dedication. All of it settling into your bones, like concrete poured into a mold shaped exactly like your body. The syringe glows under the lamp, forgetting, clean, simple. You would wake up tomorrow and never know this happened. You would keep working, keep scanning boxes, keep pretending the ceiling above your life is not cracking. Forgetting is easy. Forgetting is what you have been doing for years. The envelope sits beside it. Accepting means treatment, help, a future that does not end in a single circled word. But it also means surrendering the last thing you thought you owned, the illusion that your life was private, that your suffering belonged to you and no one else. The photograph proves both options are a kind of cage. Then you do something the PA did not offer as an option. You open the treatment room's ventilation grate, pull yourself into the duct system, and crawl. The ducts are cramped, dark, and freezing. Your elbows scrape against metal. Your breathing echoes in the confined space so loudly it sounds like someone is crawling behind you. Maybe someone is. You do not look back. You follow the airflow. Cold air comes from outside. You crawl toward the cold. 20 minutes later, you kick through a rusted exterior vent and fall onto wet grass behind a building you have walked past every single day on your way to the train station. The Municipal Health Center. The one with the boarded windows and the faded sign. The one you never looked at twice. You stand in the rain, shaking, bleeding from your elbows, wearing a hospital wristband with your name on it. The building behind you is silent. No lights, no movement. Just a building that looks exactly as abandoned as it has always pretended to be. Your phone buzzes. One notification. A calendar reminder you did not create. Follow-up appointment, 30 days. Location, Ward C. Attendance is not optional. Below it, in smaller text, Patient 000. We hope you will reconsider. You rip off the wristband and throw it into the gutter. 3 blocks later, you stop. Because on the inside of the wristband, visible only when it catches the streetlight at the right angle, are 2 words printed in ink that was invisible under the hospital fluorescence. We know. And below that, in your own handwriting, which you have no memory of writing, I'll come back.